Good morning, students. You are welcome to the plus one classes, biology. So today we are going to start biology, and I just want to give you a warning. Unlike the previous years in class 10 and even the other classes, actually the subject is not that much taught in detail. But when you come to plus one and plus two, you are going very deep. And those who are preparing for entrance exam, definitely they have to study very deeply, otherwise they cannot write the exam. And so today we are going to start, and I just start the first chapter. Before I start, please close your eyes and pray 1 second. Okay, first chapter is the living world. That is the first chapter given. And if you examine, if you just go around into our nature, you will be able to see so many different type of organisms living together. If you go to, you already studied what is a habitat. Habitat, what is habitat? Habitat means the place where an organism lives is called habitat. So habitat means place where organisms live is a habitat. For example, a forest is a habitat, a farmland is a habitat, a pond can be a habitat. So different habitats are there. If you go to a habitat, you can see so many different type of organisms are living together. For example, organisms can be of similar type of organisms may be living together. For example, all mangoes, that is one group, and the similar species, a group of similar species is called a population. So population means organisms of similar species which can interbreed each other. That group is called a population, human population. Mango population, bacteria population in a river, population of coconut. So population means similar organisms which can interbreed, which can breed each other. That group is called a population. So many populations, if you go to a habitat, you can see so many populations are there. Not only population, different type of populations are there. So these different type of population, so different type of population living together, that we call a community. So community means first we start with the individual. Group of same individual is called population. Then different type of population is called community. And these all you can see in a different habitats. So meaning there is always cooperation between these organisms, and the cooperation in the sense the animals may be feeding on the plants, and one animal may be feeding on other organisms. So there is always cooperation and even conflict area. You know the meaning. So there is cooperation and conflict between organisms if you take the organisms as a group. So we are going to see what is life. The first you have to say, what is life? What is the meaning of life? It has two meanings. Difference between one meaning, if I ask a question like that, what is life? The answer can be of two types. First type, difference between living and non-living. So what is life in the child? One answer can be the difference between what is living thing and what is non-living thing. And the second part is a philosophical one. What is the purpose of life? That we need not answer the second part of the question because it is connected with the philosophy. We are not going to answer that one. So we are going to answer the philosophy. We are not answering that one here. So we are going to see what are the characteristics of life. So you already studied in the lower classes. So many characteristics are there. organisms are showing. For example, growth, reproduction, response to environment. Last year also we studied plants and animals are responding to various environment. Plants growing towards light, phototropism, all this you can see, response to environment. So many reactions are taking place in our body. These chemical reactions taking place in the body is called metabolic reaction. So these are so many characteristics of life. Now we are going to start with growth. We are going to discuss the characteristics of organism. First, we are starting. So the first, second paragraph, it is what is living. We are going to discuss about that one. Growth. So there is a difference between growth in plants and animals. So what is the difference between growth in plants and animals? Plants continuously grow. For example, if you examine mango tree, it will be growing continuously. But animal growth, you can see it will grow only for a certain period of time and the growth stops. That is one difference between animals and plant in terms of growth. So, and in some organisms, you can see that growth means increasing the number of cells. For example, bacteria. When you say bacteria is growing, it is not becoming bigger and bigger. The meaning is this one, that is, it is multiplying and becoming many. So, asexual reproduction in many organisms, which you have studied last year, binary fission in amoeba, fungi budding in yeast, and also fungi fragmentation, spirocherols fragmentation. And in a unicellular organism, when we say growth, actually the meaning of that one is growth is equal to reproduction also. So when we say binary fission, we studied it as is a method of reproduction. But actually when it is number is multiplying, actually it is growth. So reproduction and growth in unicellular organism is same. And there are some organisms which actually are, if you take a growth as a characteristic of living thing, there are some organisms which never reproduce. For example, mules. Mules in the it cannot reproduce themselves. So, strictly speaking, we cannot say that growth is a characteristic. So, mule it is a cross between horse and donkey. Cross mule actually that one is sterile. So if somebody, mule is, it is not showing reproduction, then how can we say that it is living? But in spite of all this one, non-living things actually cannot reproduce. And so reproduction to some extent cannot be considered as a non-living thing, but there is no reproduction in reproduction cannot be strictly, if we argue like this, it cannot be taken as a characteristic of living things, but at the same time non-living things cannot reproduce. Second one is metabolism. So all organisms show various chemical reactions in their body. These reactions taking place in the body is called metabolic reactions. So metabolic reactions, and actually these metabolic reactions are present in metabolic reactions are taking place in the. We are going to discuss now. Second one is metabolism. Okay, metabolic reactions can be, you can show so many reactions are taking place in the body, that is called a metabolic reaction. Metabolic reaction actually we can show outside, any reaction that is, for example, digestion of food taking place in the mouth, which we can show outside also. But the isolated metabolic reaction which you show outside, it is not living, it is a living reaction, but it is not a living thing. So, actually, metabolic reaction taking place outside the body, it is a living reaction, but that is not a living thing. Next one is responding to stimulus. This also we studied that all organisms, they respond to various stimuli. Last year you studied plants respond to water, you studied heterotropism, chemotropism, and different type of tropic movements you studied. And so responding to stimulus and is a characteristic of not only plants, animals also it is showing responding to various stimuli. Some plants you can see even they know the length of the day, and the length of the day is called photoperiodism. Some you can see if you take the whole year, some part of the year you can see 12 hours day and 12 hours night. Sometimes you can see 14 hours day and then 10 hours night time. So it is changing. This change of the period in the light is called photoperiodism. Even photoperiodism is affecting plants and animals. For example, some plants flower only by when the length of the day is flowering takes place depend upon the length of the day. So even animals, the migration of the animals, birds and all, it is also dependent on the photoperiodism. So next one, consciousness about the external environment is also a characteristic of the living organism. Consciousness means many organisms, they know about their surrounding, they are conscious about the surrounding. So consciousness is also a characteristic of a living organism. If you examine an organism, you can start with different molecules. For example, glucose, fat, lipid. Molecules together make a different type of organelles. Organelle, you know, part of a cell inside the cytoplasm, mitochondria, such organelles are there, plastid. Organelles make actually cell. Our body start with the molecules, for example, fat, lipid, all this one. These molecules make organelles. Organelles together with organelles together make a cell. Many different type of cells make a tissue. Different tissues make a organ. For example, muscle tissue. Different tissues make organs, and different organs. For example, alimentary canal is so many organs are there. Mouth. You can see stomach, liver, so many others there. So it organs make a organ system, and many organ systems make a organism. So many steps are there. So it is actually our body is made up of so many. We can start like from cell to organism like this. So therefore we can say that organisms are what is a living organism? It's a cells replicating. That means they can reproduce, they are regulating, changing, interactive systems, and they can respond to external stimuli. And these are some characteristics of the organisms. So these are the first 3 pages. Just some description of living, and that is the first 2 pages. It is like this. Just to go through this, read through these 2 pages, 3 pages, and if you have any doubt, we can discuss during online classes. Okay, thank you.